All right, I'm about halfway through my workout. It's on my second workout back since I've finished some of the last couple pieces in the gym. I've been out for like 3 or 4 weeks, but as I was unloading this Viking press attachment, I thought to myself, like, man, I wonder if my friends or anybody knows just how versatile these few pieces of equipment really are. So I stopped unloading the plates, stopped what I was doing, paused the music, and decided I was going to give you a quick tour. So we come up the stairs. This is my scrap room that has all these other gym pieces in it that will maybe someday become something or not. Just leftover stuff. Gym bathroom. We walk in, and this is what I've been in the middle of doing. This is a little clear, tiled spot to do whatever you need to do if you don't want to get it on the mat. You can step onto the mat. Usually I have a few dumbbells right here, but I got some of them downstairs for something else right now. But I have a scale right there so I can check my weight before or after the workout if I want to. I got this cheap Bluetooth speaker that surprisingly sounds pretty good and it's pretty loud when I want it to be. Here in this corner, I've got my reverse hyper. This thing works amazingly well. I cannot describe just how effective this thing is. It's insane. I only put 30 kgs on there, but when you're doing it properly rather than just swinging it back and forth with a lot of momentum, it's amazing how effective 30 kgs can be. Hanging off the front of it, I have all this plate weight from an extra stack that I had. Right now, that's serving a few different purposes. I have a few of them freehand if I need a single plate, but then I have a few different ones that are stacked together on a chain. Now, the reason why I store them right there is so I can do this, and it just makes it more stable. As the weight is swinging out there, this weight is keeping this weight down. It just keeps it more stable until I build the extension for the legs. Or I might just move this onto the wood and bolt it down. I don't know. But this also means that if I run out of plate weight or I need a smaller increment, I can simply grab one of these or grab this whole chain set and load it onto my barbell. Right here is my flat bench, dedicated flat bench that I can pull out if I need it. I usually have my incline, but it's over at the cable crossover right now. This weight tree can hold a lot of weight, but I don't really like it. I built it, it's the first weight tree that I built just to have some quick scrap, and although it works, it's ugly, and I don't like how it's set up. So right now I just use it for small change weight. I got my belt hooked onto it. This is kind of a do-everything corner. I've got a gym bag thrown there. I've got some boxing gloves, my boxing shoes that I use for deadlift, some knee sleeves, wraps, things like that. Perfect push-up handles, some ankle weights. This is actually Barbasol and paper towels to clean stuff up. Right now I've got my barbell up in the corner. And usually in the corner is the Viking press attachment, but it's actually attached to the squat rack right now. You obviously know how a squat rack works. And I've got the two sets of safeties on either side, safety there, a safety there, and then two over there. Well, when I'm not using these two, I just put them up high so they're out of the way. I'll hang my wrist wraps on there. But this I use for my Viking press, and this is how it works. Basically, this loop just sits here on the bar. I had planned on putting PVC sleeve around it just to tighten it up, but even with it being loose, it doesn't seem to negatively affect the way it works. And the weight comes over here, and it sets on this safety. I weighed this thing, and it weighs like 25.2 kgs, so I just wrote 25 so I can remember easily. Plate weight gets loaded on the top. These out here are my fat handles. And I actually grab here, here, out here. I can also just put my hand on the bar to get a neutral grip, or I can slide other attachments in here if I want. I also have these pin attachments if I want to hook something on there. Like sometimes I might hook something and run it up to a pulley, but now that I have a cable crossover, I don't really need to. But it is an option. This is where I do Viking press. On my squat rack, I have all the normal numbers, but on the inside, I have reminders so I can remember what my favorite settings are. Like, this is my low Viking press when I actually want it to be pushed up and away from me a little bit more. And then this is the VP2, Viking Press 2. This is where it actually tilts down towards me, so I have to push it up just to make it parallel. And when I'm locked out, it's barely above parallel. It's a bit of a different feeling and a different movement pattern. On the back side, you can see, like, this is why I need to hook my my hooks for squat. This is narrow incline press. This, what does this say? Oh, just IP incline press. Then down here, BP for bench press. And over here, I have notes for the safeties. So when I'm doing incline press, I know that I want the safety bar to be put here, and this is the perfect height to work as a safety catch for incline press. Let me see. Now I got the cable crossover, of course, which all the various obvious things. But while I'm doing pressing movements here, I also come over here to this lower one, and I'll drop down to my knees, and I'll do like rear rotators and things like that. I can obviously do cable crossovers and all sorts of typical things. Right now, I just finished Viking press, so I started to strip the plates back off of it. And I already have this set up and ready, the incline bench here, so I can do incline cable crossovers for the upper chest. And then I'll pull that seat out and I'll do just regular cable crossovers. So I'll also, obviously I just have blank platform. If I just need open space, open padding, open platform, open padding, I have this whole middle section here that I can kind of do whatever I want with. So between having the traditional plate weight and a barbell, plus the Viking press attachment, a full-on power rack, a flat bench, an incline bench, the reverse hyper, the leftover plate weights that I can use for extras there, the cables, the reverse, I have the resistance bands right there. I've got single ISO attachments. Basically, it's not a lot of stuff, but each of these things complement each other very, very well and allows me to do really, really good workouts. Yesterday, or Monday, what I did was I was doing deadlift here, and after I got done with deadlift, I felt very taxed because I was really pushing myself. I immediately from deadlift came over here and was doing slow, controlled reverse hypers, and that was killing me, and I was just pouring sweat and being incoherent, thought I might throw up or pass out or both. And then when I was done with that, I came over here, and basically I had a handle attached up here, and I had a handle attached at the bottom. What I was doing is I grab it one like ISO, and I'd back up, and I was doing high rows. I don't really know what the name of these are. The next one I do, it's a modification of the next one, but the first thing I did was I grabbed high, I actually rotated my body out, so my whole body was sideways with my shoulder facing the cable. And then I rotated my obliques, rotated my hips to bring my shoulder back, and then I rode really high to keep the elbows up high. And then after I did that for reps, I immediately let go of that and I reached down low and I did what old school powerlifters we used to call lawnmower rows, because basically you hunch over and you grab the cable like you're going to start a lawnmower. Again, the whole body rotated in, and then you yank up and then come down, and yank up and come down like you're trying to start a lawnmower. And then I switched and did my left hand. So between the deadlifts, the reverse hypers, and then the superset with that, I was pretty much finished. But all right, I can tell I'm already pretty taxed because just holding this phone is difficult right now. I got to finish my workout, but that's how things are working so far.